I would like to express my sincerest welcome to Smashing English. Before we start, be sure to subscribe. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a crown fitting. Do British people care about the royal family? Well, that's a complex question to answer. According to a 2020 survey, 62% of Britons over the age of 18 were in support of the monarchy. 21% thought that the king or queen should be replaced with an elected head of state, and 12% said, "Don't know." So when you look at figures like that, it seems that over half of Britons are in support of the monarchy and it continuing. Me personally, I fall into the indifferent group. I am happy for the monarchy to continue. I think they bring in a lot of money from tourism, but I am not a royalist. But whether you support them or not, the British royal family are pretty famous. So today I will teach you some essential words associated with the royal family and what they mean. Let's get started. Okay, let's start with the titles. Everyone in the royal family has a name, obviously, but they also have a title, the bit that goes before their name. The most obvious title is King and Queen. Obviously King for a male, Queen for a female. You might also see this title, Your Majesty. If you are greeting the Queen, I believe, you have to say Your Majesty, but also some people might say Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II when talking about her. So you would say Your Majesty if you're talking to her, Her Majesty if you're talking about her, and also it can be His Majesty if it is a male. Then, of course, we have Prince and Princess, which are the children of the Queen. There's a lot of history surrounding who can be titled a prince and who can be titled a princess, and it's constantly getting changed. I think the last change was in 2012, and it allowed Princess Charlotte to become Princess Charlotte, who is the daughter of Prince William. But all you need to know is it's normally the children, the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren of the Queen. There's a lot of princes, a lot of princesses, but it's a bit murky. Another term you might hear is Queen Consort, and that is used for the wife of the reigning king. So obviously we don't have a Queen Consort at the moment because we don't have a reigning king, but consort is just added at the end of Queen to mean the wife of a reigning king. Then we have the Prince of Wales, which at the moment is Prince Charles, because the title Prince of Wales is always given to the eldest son of the reigning king or queen. The wife of the Prince of Wales then becomes the Princess of Wales. Another title that can be given to members of the royal family is Duke and Duchess, and a very famous one is the Duke of Cambridge, which is Prince William, and there's also the Duke of Sussex and the Duchess of Sussex with Harry and Meghan. It's just a title as far as I'm aware. They don't do anything particularly different to princes, it's just another title they can have. The royal family really like titles. They have a lot of titles. We also have Count and Countess. This is another title that can be inherited through family or given. We also have Viscount and Viscountess. Notice we don't say the S, it's not Viscount, Viscount. And I believe Viscounts replace counts if they are absent for something. And finally, another common title you will see is Earl, and I think they rank just above a Viscount. A famous Earl we have is Prince Edward, who is the Earl of Wessex, and he is the Queen's son. And for a lot of members of the royal family, like the princes and princesses, you will also see them referred to as His or Her Royal Highness. So for example, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. And when addressing them directly, you would say Your Highness. You might also see this abbreviated, so HRH is His Royal Highness or Her Royal Highness. You might see it abbreviated as well. So as you can see, the royal family love titles. A lot of them have about 5 titles. It's very hard to keep up. Okay, let's learn some more words associated with the royal family. Monarch. Notice it's a monarch, not monarch. Watch out for that one. So a monarch, noun, is a king or queen. We also have monarchy, which refers to the political state of having a royal family. So the monarchy, the royal family, another noun. We also have monarchical, which is very hard to say. Monarchical, monarchical. And that's an adjective just referring to anything related to the monarchy or a monarch. Another useful word is to reign, which is a verb to reign, and it means to rule, to be the queen, to be the king. So at the moment, Queen Elizabeth II is the reigning monarch. She is currently reigning. She reigns. Or in the past tense, you would say King Henry VIII reigned from 1509 to 1547. He had a long reign. The next useful word is heir. Not hair, heir. And it's pronounced exactly the same as heir. And an heir is someone who is due to receive something when said person passes away. So when the Queen dies, Prince Charles will become the king. He is the heir. He is the next in line. That's another useful phrase. Next in line to the throne. That is how we talk about Prince Charles at the moment. And then when Prince Charles is king, Prince William will be next in line to the throne. The throne we use in a very general sense. We don't just mean the chair that you sit on. The throne is a word that we use to mean being the monarch, being the king, being the queen. You have the throne. It's wider than just the chair. This is the same with The Crown. If you've watched The Crown on Netflix, you will notice that it's not just about the thing that goes on your head. The crown refers to the monarchy, the royal family. It's the crown. You know, it's bigger than just the physical thing you put on your head. So the crown and the throne are used in wider context rather than just the thing that they are. Another useful word is coronation. This is the event, the process, the day when someone becomes the monarch. So the Queen's coronation was in the 1950s and lots of people watched it on their TV. Another good word is abdicate. Now when you abdicate, you say, I don't want to be the king. I don't want to be the queen. I say no. A very famous abdication was King Edward VIII. He became king and abdicated in 1936, all in the same year, because he wanted to marry an American woman who was divorced, and that was not seen as a good thing at the time. So he said, no thank you, I don't want to be king. He abdicated, and then we had George VI. And I definitely didn't need to just Google that. Another term you might hear a lot is blue blood. If you have blue blood, you are said to be within the royal family bloodline. Blue-blooded means you come from the blood of the royal family. Prince William has blue blood. The Queen has blue blood. Prince Charles has blue blood. They are blue-blooded. Now, the British royal family was in the news very recently because obviously His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, passed away. And when a member of the royal family dies, normally they have what is called a state funeral. And a state funeral is basically a big funeral. It's when it's on the TV and they parade down the streets with the coffin and people follow and people can watch. It's a big traditional funeral that lots of people can see. A state funeral. Yet another word that you might hear in association with the royal family is sovereign. Now, a sovereign, noun, is a supreme ruler. So in this case, it would be the Queen. She is the sovereign. And that's about it. Those are the most common terms that people use when talking about the royal family. Obviously, there are lots and lots of terms because the royal family is ancient and there are lots of titles and words and terms and ceremonies, but I can't stay here all day, I've got things to do. So if you enjoyed this video or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to follow my Instagram, you can do so there. And if you want a one-to-one English lesson with me or my partner, you can find the link for that down below. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.